What's up, people? Some weeks ago we had the Chennai Masters where 4 Indian grandmasters facing another top grandmaster of the world, and Arjun was the only one who ended in the podium of the Indian players. So thanks to his game against Hans Niemann, he achieved the result. So in this video we're going to analyze what's happening in the game. Okay, Erigaisi opened with knight f3, d5 by Niemann. I really like the opening idea who came with that Arjun Erigaisi. In my opinion, Erigaisi is the best player in openings in all the world. Maybe Caruana is another top guy, but I prefer a little bit more Erigaisi. Okay, c4, the English e3, and they reach a normal Catalan position. But Arjun Erigaisi decided to not go for castle early, and he developed the knight first, keeping the king into the center first. Knight b7, now he goes for an aggressive move, 95. The idea is that if black captures the knight, after the takes c5, they are going to reach a very sharp pawn structure, because white is going to have pawn majority in the king side, and black is going to have pawn majority in the queen side. So they could reach a very unbalanced pawn structure after black captures on d5. Okay, Niemann for the moment decides to play c6 instead of capture jet, sorry. So castle by Erigaisi, and finally Niemann decides to enter in this position, capturing on d5, and just moving the knight. Now black is threatening the pawn on e5 and the pawn on d5, so Arjun Erigaisi is forced more or less to capture on d5. He takes, and now I really like this position because black have black have 4 against 2 in the queen side, but white have 5 pawns against 3 pawns in the king side, so the pawn structure is very, very unbalanced, and completely suit that in this position we're going to have a very sharp game. Okay, Arjun Erigaisi goes with f4, defending the e5 pawn, and here Hans Niemann answered with a normal move, but it's not the best according to the machine. Here Hans Niemann play f5. Okay, the move is more or less logical, avoiding the expansion, not allowing white to play f5, f6, and throw all the attack. But was better for Niemann just try to play in the queen side, and especially keep the pawn on f7. So f5 is normal, but there are better moves. For example, queen b6, king h1, and now a5, taking control of the queen side. But the huge idea of queen b6 is avoid bishop e3, because the other top move is bishop c5, who is avoiding bishop e3 too. Because maybe the problem of f5 is that allows bishop e3, great move by Arjun Erigaisi, and the best move of black doesn't allow that. Or knight b6, okay, it's not avoiding bishop e3, but you are coming with knight c4 if that happens. So f5 not the best, because avoid allows bishop e3, knight b6 by Hans Niemann, going for the bishop, completely normal, and now queen c2 by Erigaisi. Rook c1 or bishop c2 are playable too. But here the position is slightly better for white, and it's not easy to understand that, because white have 5 against 3 in the king side, but it looks like the f5 pawn is stopping the other pawns, and the e5 pawn is a little bit blockaded. But one day Arjun is going to break with g4 the position, and for black it's not easy to advance his pawns, because the c6 pawn is defending the d5 one. So black is going to have problems to push c5, and yeah, black is not going to have the things easy to advance his pawns. Okay, queen c2 by Arjun, bishop b6, now rook fd1, with the idea of trying to avoid c5. Here the best move was d5, who is of course very hard to play. I said that white have pawn majority in the king side, and it looks a little bit strange for black to play there, especially g5 opening so much his king. But okay, with the pawn f5, and because the position is closed, it's playable to play with your king's pawn, but a little bit strange move. Niemann play knight c4, who is the most logical move. But now after bishop f2, and Erigaisi is better. Queen e5, b3, knight a3, queen b2. So here, for the moment, both players are just placing all the pieces over the board. And here came the first key moment of the game, because okay, both players have all his pieces developed, but now it's time to make some plans. Here Erigaisi doesn't understand well the position, and he played rook d4, who is not the best. It's a little bit better just play bishop e1, then go to h1 with the king, and maybe one day try to prepare the breakthrough d4. Rook d4 is not the best. b5 by black, good move. And now rook cd1 is not the best plan by Erigaisi. He's trying to avoid the move c5, just putting pressure into the d5 pawn, but this wasn't the best. Queen d4, queen d2 here was better, because Niemann understood well this middle game, playing b4, taking more space and defending the knight on a3. That's one of the ideas of bishop e1 here, is put pressure here into the queen and try to create problems into his knight. By the way, rook d4, b5, b4, and Niemann fix the knight on a3. Great. Knight a4. Here, the position is very complicated, of course. Queen a6 here was the best move. Very hard to do. For example, rook 43 and now c5. And the idea of queen e5 is like play c5. For example, queen e6, rook 43, c5 here. And if all the captures, now c4 is coming. That's the idea of have the queen on a6 to play this c4. Because if we play c5 directly here, after all the trades, black cannot play c4. So that's why queen e6 was very strong, just threatening c5 to then play c4. Really, really hard to understand. And if queen d2, now you have time to play knight b4 and d4. Okay, knight b5 by Niemann looks very natural, but this wasn't good. Rook 43, d4. Now Niemann give a pawn, c5, bishop e3, now c4. The idea of Hans is logical, just trying to activate this bishop, trying to open his rooks. So the idea of Niemann was logic, but here queen a6 was stronger. By the way, Niemann give one pawn, to open his bishop. Looks very natural. But now he faces the incredible, very, very strong move of Arjun Agassi, bishop d5 here, giving the rook. For example, rook d5 was the best one. Takes, and now queen a6. Again, this move is the key. Now the knight can be moved, the queen is coming here, so queen a6, another, again, great move. For example, if she takes e3, it's playable too, but bishop here, king f8, and the position is very hard, of course, but I prefer white there. Niemann, instead of that, he played bishop takes d5, which is not the best. Rook takes d5, and the idea of Niemann is sacrifice the queen with knight a3, and the game is completely crazy. Eric Agassi, of course, is one of the craziest players of the league, and Niemann used to play interesting games too. So yeah, knight a3, interesting idea by Hans Niemann, giving the queen, but the problem is that Arjun Agassi later give back the queen. Rook takes a5, rook d1, king f2. Now let's count material. Black have one rook for a queen, but now with c3, he want to promote his pawn. But Arjun Agassi just give back the queen with queen c1. He have no more option, of course. Queen c1. Niemann should take, bishop takes. Now this pawn is well defended by this bishop, and the rook is very active on e5. He's going to capture here, and the knight is a little bit misplaced on e3. So white is just winning with the extra pawn and the very active rook. White king is better, of course. Rook c7, now e4, great move. If black capture, now the white king is going to be very active. And this position, okay, is playable for black, but I think that white is going to win this game. So e4, great move by Arjun Agassi, trading his double pawns, and now knight c2. After it takes, now white have two extra pawns, and all these central pawns are a beast. And the only black advantage is this pawn, who is very well defended by the c1 bishop. Knight d4, g4, bishop a2, a4, king e3, rook here, e6, and knight c2, king f3. So the rest was very easy for Hans Niemann, for Agassi, who have an incredible pawn avalanche. So yeah, this Arjun Agassi had another very, very interesting games during the tournament. His game against Gukes, another one against Abdusatorov. So yes, but this is maybe my favorite of Agassi. I'm going to analyze another of his victories, the one against Gukes, in another video that I'm going to make about the 3 losses of Gukes in this tournament. So yeah, let's see what happened with Agassi in the next tournament. I think that his next tournament is going to be the Olympiad in September. I don't know if he's going to be number one of the team because he's the player with more rating, or I don't know if they can put Gugues in the first board because maybe there are more than 50 points of rating between both. I don't know what is going to happen, but of course India came with a very strong team, and Nihal Sarin enters in the national team for his first time. So let's see what happened there. Bye bye.